Years ago, I had this great acting coach and very famous, worked with a lot of movie stars, and he would often say this to the members in the class. Your career is based on what you say no to. And I always thought, wow, that's pretty interesting. And he was right. Once you get to a certain level, you have to say no to so many things, right? To pick that one part, that one stage that you want to be on. But when we started off, Dawn and I, when we started this business, when I started my play, we said yes to everything, right? So I think he was talking to the high-end movie stars in that class when he was saying, your career is based on what you say no to. I want you to start thinking about saying yes more, all right? Say yes more. When we started out, Dawn and I, well, we were saying yes to everything. In fact, we were begging people to put us on their stage, and most of them said no, right? Even I remember my wife, Dawn, calling the PTA of our kids' school saying, hey, my husband is a really good performer. Kids really love his message. Can we bring his play in to the school? And I remember the PTA lady, the head of the PTA, laughing at Dawn, saying, no, we don't like bringing parents in to give speeches or performances or anything like that. And my wife was like, no, but my husband, he's really good at this. They're really gonna respond. And they said, no, no, no. And we kept begging and kept working and kept finding stages for ourselves, saying yes to everybody who would offer us anything. That was initially, right? And then as the years went by, right, we got in more demand, which you will too. We got better at what we did. We got better at what our message actually was. And then a lot of people started asking us to be on their stage. And that is when you make this turn from yes to no. You start saying no because you can't be in all places at all times, or you'll just fatigue yourself right out of business, right? So say yes initially. Say yes to everything. In fact, ask people to put you on their stage. Get in there, play, discover what you do well, what you don't do so well. And you really learn by being in front of audiences. The audiences will tell you, and they're not shy, you know, they'll tell you by the responses in their face whether they're liking what you're talking about or whether they're hating it. And then we would always do Q&As afterwards, and that would be helpful for us also. Q&As always tell your audience, they ask you questions of what they want to know, what they want to learn from you. Then, later in your career, after you've built up all of this ability to say yes, then you bring in, no, we can't do that. We must do this. You have to get very choosy, very picky on what you do. So start with yes and end with no, and your career will be, you know, just like my acting teacher said, your career will be based eventually on what you say no to. He was right about that. Here's what I want you to do next. I want you to go over to boeason.com and I want you to download my free storytelling guide. And in there are all kinds of exercises to get you up on your feet, start developing and telling your story. You're also going to be the first to find out when a new video comes out, because the hardest thing about being the best and continuing to be the best is you have to be reminded of what is current. So you're going to be the first to know. We're going to keep you accountable. Go over to boeason.com. Continue to be the best.